We all go through life sometimes wondering what actually sets the rich or the most successful people in society apart from the bottom 99%. And so in today's video, we're referring to the research from the Brendan Barker's High Performance Institute that suggests after surveying 30,000 people across 190 countries worldwide, that the only thing that actually determines your success or otherwise to a larger extent is your habits and not your race, your gender, or even to a larger extent, your income at the end of the month. And so if you're new here, my name is Nana. I hold a master's degree in business finance. And on this channel, we discuss everything personal finance and personal development. And in today's video, we're looking at the 7 habits that can help you to become successful in life. And so without further ado, we come to the first habit, and that is to define a definite chief aim. Now, according to Napoleon Hill, a definite chief aim is that goal that you're not willing in any way to compromise on. Now, when you go through life generally with a clearly stated and a written down goal, it increases your chances of becoming successful according to research by at least 30%. So comparing someone that just has a goal generally and hasn't written that goal down, just by conceiving your goal, believing in your heart and going ahead to write down that goal, increases your chances of actually attaining that goal by 30%. And so this is what you want to do first of all. Sit down and then ask yourself the simple question: what is the one thing that is so important to me? It might be to actually make provision for your kids or their college tuition or every single thing that is very dear to you insofar as your basic needs is concerned. It might actually be to secure a mortgage. Write that goal down and then break it down into tiny actionable steps. And over the next 6 months, probably to a year, focus and get locked in on that goal and avoid any form of distractions, because that actually becomes your definite chief aim, and that is what is going to likely determine your actions and your inactions, which according to Napoleon Hill determines your success or otherwise. Once you've written down your goal and you've clearly defined all the actions that you need to take in order to drift yourself towards the attainment of that goal, the second thing to do is to attach a burning desire. Now, Napoleon Hill goes on to say that the starting point of all great achievements in life is a burning desire. So anyone can actually conceive a goal, but what is actually very important when it comes to the conception and the execution in accordance of a goal is a burning desire. So you need to get into your head and conceive and believe within your heart that every single thing that you've set your mind to, you can actually go on to attain it, irrespective of all the predicaments, the tempest, the setback, or any several distractions that may come your way in accordance with any goal that you seek to pursue. And so one thing that you've got to do is to feed your mind and then feed your heart with the belief that you can and you will, if only you get locked in and you focus with the discipline and the consistency. This brings us to the third thing that you need to do in order to get ahead of people, and that is to make decisions quickly. One of the hallmarks of the ultra-rich is that they are very quick in decision making, and they always act quickly to take advantage of opportunities. On the other hand, people who tend not to be successful in life generally are more hesitant. And so there is a wise saying that imperfect execution actually beats perfect hesitation. So generally, people who are poor, people who turn out not to be successful in life, are generally hesitant. They're always stuck in a state of analysis paralysis, trying to get everything ready before they move into the execution mode. On the other hand, rich people and successful people go out there to execute. They gather all the pieces together and then learn from their mistakes through their execution and their timely delivery of their decisions, and then subsequently adjust their sails towards a very favorable decision, which is in this case success. This brings us to the fourth habit that can push you ahead of 95% of people, and that is to save anywhere between 10% to 20% of your income. And this is one of the timeless principles from the book that I love so much, and that is The Richest Man in Babylon, written by George S. Clason. And that is one of the classic ways that you can actually build wealth. Anytime that we think about money, we're looking at huge sums and how you can flip them, invest in all the big companies and stuff like that. As opposed to this, you can start in a very limited way that your budget can actually accommodate, and that is to save anywhere between 10% and 20%. If you can save anywhere between 5 and 10, that is fine. It is okay to start from there and then build momentum as time goes on, because just as the book rightly says, 1/10 of everything that you earn is yours to keep. So that is what the ultra rich know. They pay themselves first and then subsequently disperse what is left afterwards. So from now on, try as much as possible to cut down on discretionary expenses and then save anywhere between 5 and then 20% of your money. This brings us to the fifth point, and that is to focus on high value action. So one of the key reasons why most people are successful and others are not, according to Warren Buffett, who happens to be the richest investor of all time, is that rich people actually know what to say no to. So more often than not, you're likely going to hear a no from a rich person than you are to hear a yes. And that is because they've actually got every single thing clearly defined in their heads. They know where they're heading towards. So any form of distraction, any form of tempest that is likely to derail them, you're not likely going to see them actually associating with those things. Instead, they are focused on every single thing that they want to achieve in life, and they contribute all their energy and their resources on that particular high value action. And that is what eventually brings in the value, and then subsequently the money follows. This brings us to the sixth habit, and that is to leverage compound growth. Now, anytime that you set your mind to do anything, try as much as possible to learn from the law of the aggregation of marginal gains. That is to simply start small and then add on as time goes on. As time goes on, ask yourself the simple question: how can I improve 1% of the time? And if you're constantly improving 1% at a time, according to research, you're likely going to increase your chances of becoming successful in life or in the pursuit of a goal by at least 37%, which also goes on to increase your chances of becoming successful in every single sphere of your life. So for example, if you set out to save money, start small, and then over time, when you become very used to savings, try and then add on by saving more, which increases your momentum and your ability to become successful financially. This brings us to the seventh habit, and that is to create real accountability. So for most people, anytime that they set goals, it becomes very difficult for them to track that goal. So in this case, one of the key principles from the book Atomic Habits is to actually have a habit tracker or a progress tracker. And that is what would actually help you to make informed decisions and also to measure how far you've come and the level of input that you need in order to reach your goals. And so if you found value in this video, kindly smash the like button. It really helps with the algorithm. And then I'll be shooting several videos on personal finance and personal development, and so you might want to subscribe at this point. Thank you for spending time with us, and see you in the next video.